Morning, everyone. My name is Lee Falk. I'm a regional extension livestock agent with the LSU Ag Center. We're here at the Hill Farm Research Station right near Homer today. We're going to be talking briefly about choosing replacement heifers. Now, here at the Hill Farm, while we are a research herd, our herd is not purebred. We do run a commercial herd. It's primarily Angus and Charolais cross cows. That makes up the base of our genetics, and we're crossing these cattle with Brangus bulls. And so we're here today choosing replacement heifers. Now, when you're choosing replacement heifers, we're going to talk about a number of different factors that come into play when choosing some commercial-based replacement heifers. But for us here at the Hill Farm, we're wanting a productive heifer. She's got to be structurally correct. She's got to have a good disposition. She's got to be able to adequately use the forage we have available, and she's got to be very productive.
Hi, I'm Ashley Edwards, and I am an assistant extension agent and coordinator for animal science programs with the LSU Ag Center in the Northeast, Northwest, and Central regions. We're at the Hill Farm today talking a little bit about replacement heifer selection for our commercial herd. And one thing that I want to talk about is matching your females to your environment. Not only the just weather environment, but also your forage resources and some things to think about long term and how she's going to perform. So when we start to think about her as a mature cow, we're thinking about one that we want to be pretty easy keeping. We want to think about the fact that she's going to need to be in that body condition score of 5 to 6 and hopefully stay in that range throughout the entire year. So with that, take a step back and think about what forages and what feed availability you're going to have, because we really don't want to put a ton of cost into supplemental feed, right? So we might have really good ryegrass pastures going through with all of our cool season, but as you start to progress into the summer, what's going to happen to those pastures? And are your cows going to be able to match and stay in that body condition score of 5 to 6 throughout the entire year, the entire calendar year? So with that, think about your cows that have been a little bit more feed efficient, ones that have maybe been a little bit fleshier that you're able to easily keep. You don't have to supplement quite as much. Even on the health end, they don't get very sick. And then think about their daughters, because their daughters will probably perform, in a similar manner. Think about that as you come in to actually look at your replacement heifers when you're going in to select. You want to go ahead and think about some of the ones that have a little more condition on them, that look a little bit better. You want some frame size to them, but probably want to stay a little bit more in that moderate, because if you start trying to have some heifers that are a lot larger frame versus some that are smaller, you're going to start looking at different nutrient requirements for those females as they age. So we talked a little bit about our forage resources. We've talked about wanting that minimal input of external feed supplementation. I'm thinking about having to worry about a lot of grain and things to add in to not only the cost, but just the overall labor. So what you might be wondering or asking is, okay, well, why does that matter? How big of a role is that going to have overall in production? And one of the biggest things to think about is the fact that if she falls too low in your body condition score, if she starts to get down in that 4, 3 range, you're going to see lower pregnancy rates, lower fertility rates, lower pregnancy rates. Then when she actually does have that calf and she's lactating, lactation is really, really tough on them. They start to lose a little bit of condition there, especially if they're already down in that lower range. We'll take that and we'll flip it and contrast it with our heavier conditions. So if we start pushing up past the 7 and go up into the 8s, even the 9s, if we have easy keepers like that or a lot of extra forage, you're going to see low pregnancy rates with those as well, especially as it gets hot throughout the year.